Welcome to Scream Queens Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. So we are in the
car.
Kia Sophia heading down to Dallas today. It's a gloomy Veterans Day.
Yes, it is indeed. It's
And-
like very overcasty.
And you know what? Fun fact, it's approaching the 55th anniversary of the assassination of JFK.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
why ever would you mention such a thing, Josh?
Well, Justine, in case you didn't know, we're headed down to Dallas to visit the 6th floor museum in Dealey Plaze. That is where JFK was sadly assassinated. We're going to visit Oswald's grave and just take a little jaunt over to his house.
Yeah.
So we have a day full of just weird activities, I guess you could call it. I mean, we're not by any means celebrating or glorifying Oswald. We just find it interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think once we mention what we're covering, it might make a little bit more
Yes.
sense.
We're going to cover Dead Zone.
The Dead Zone, 1983, David Cronenberg.
That's right. Right off the heels of Videodrome and Scanners and The Brood came this fun little movie he made. Based
Yes.
off what, Justine?
It's based off the Stephen King book.
What?
The same title, The Dead Zone.
What?
So we're going to a dead zone.
Yeah, I mean, the JFK case is something that's always been fascinating to me.
For probably most Americans,
Yeah.
we all kind of, I hope, know the story of it.
November 22nd, 1963, why Kennedy was in Dallas he was meeting with the governor doing, some
campaigning,
doing
pre-campaigning.
doing some presidential stuff.
Yes.
He was shot while he was in a motorcade, with open.
Yeah, he was
Roof.
kind of sitting out waving at everybody, and sadly was shot by Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yes, as the official story goes.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's it, but it's fun to believe, or to to hear all the conspiracies.
There's millions.
There's always the weird things that don't add up, like that fourth shot that was heard that, kind of created the first
The second
conspiracy.
shooter conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that there had to have been two shooters on the scene because it kind of came from like a little different direction or whatever. So
From the grassy knoll. People talk about seeing
grassy knoll.
someone almost looking like FBI behind like a fence on the grassy knoll.
Yeah. Oh,
The
no.
Zapruder film that we've all seen where his head goes forward instead, or does it go backwards? I forget. It goes the wrong direction.
Yeah, like it goes opposite direction of where they thought the gun.
But then there've been things that have said like, no, with physics, they've kind of recreated it, but like, no, that would be the way his head would go. So I've heard both sides.
Yeah, and as I'm not a forensic scientist and also not into the criminal aspect of things, I'm not a police officer, I don't have any formal experience in law.
So our conclusions are just assumptions.
Yes, yeah, it's just conjecture.
Yeah, but we do believe it was probably Oswald.
Yeah, and that's why we're going to do all of this.
And we'll never know. He was killed by Jack Ruby on his way in transit
a couple days later. Yeah,
on his way to like a different prison or something.
Holding area, something like that. But yeah, we won't really know. He wasn't confessing though. He was saying he didn't do it. So we won't know they were.
Patsy.
Yeah, and then he was found in like the movie theater by the police officers. Just
he also shot a police officer that day.
Yeah, or he's been accused of it. I mean, like again,
that's
he
the
didn't
official
confess
story
to doing that, but. Okay, yeah, I don't want us to come off as weird conspiracy theorists.
So here we go, Deadwood. And you can probably, if you've seen Deadwood. No, we're not doing Deadwood.
Deadwood?
I have Deadwood on the mind. I've rediscovered that show as of lately.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah, because we went to South Dakota.
Yeah, we went to South Dakota, if you remember, from a few episodes back. But no, we'll be doing Dead Zone.
The Dead Zone.
The Dead Zone.
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite Stephen King novels that I've read. I really enjoyed that book, and I really like the movie. I think it's one of the better adaptations.
And it has, let's name off the cast first, please.
There's Scarlett Johansson. Christopher Walken. He does look like Scarlett Johansson.
You crack
in
me
this
up
movie.
with this. Like, okay, yeah. There's Christopher Walken, Brooke Adams.
Oh, she's awesome.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Days of Heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's cutie patootie hot mommy. Martin Sheen.
Yes.
You know, we know that guy. Charlie Sheen's dad.
Yep.
And Tom Skerritt. Oh, shit. Handsome as hell, Tom Skerritt.
I love a man with a mustache.
Yes. He is like the mustache man. And it's taking place in the fictitious town of Castle Rock, Maine, which is where many stories of Stephen King's take place.
So, like Needful Things, Tommy Knockers.
Yeah, so we get to see this town through the eyes of David Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Which
we
is...
sure do.
Awesome!
Very stark and
Yeah.
very wintry and very lonely.
It's whites, it's grays and dark. Yeah, and lots of shadow.
It feels very cold in Castle Rock.
Yeah. Yes, they even talk about when they were shooting, it was so cold that like you could hear the sounds of the crunching of the snow.
Yeah.
And it's like so authentic because they said that only happens when it's like super cold.
Yeah, as the snow kind of freezes. And
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're going to open there, and Johnny, Christopher Walken's character, is a school teacher, Johnny Smith.
Oh.
So he's kind of like, he's your
He's
everyday
like,
guy.
students, why don't you read Sleepy Hollow this weekend?
Yes,
But
and
that sounded a
then
little bit more William
you can
Shatner, I
see
think.
my movie that I'll make later in life, where I'm the Headless Horseman. And then listen to the Scream Queens podcast as they...
Episode 21. Yeah,
we cover that.
We like that little coincidence that he mentioned Sleepy Hollow in this movie.
And we're like, what?
What? We're like, he's in that movie.
We're
He's in
best
Sleepy
friends,
Hollow.
Christopher Walken.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, so it opens with him just talking to his students in his classroom, and then we get to meet his girlfriend, his fiancée,
fellow teacher, Brooke Adams.
Yes, and they're like, let's go out for some rides on amusement park rides.
Let's go on a date,
Yeah.
shall we?
They're just like super cute.
They're riding a Ferris wheel. He finger bangs her.
That didn't happen.
Oh, that's the movie Fear, right?
Yeah.
That's Fear.
Hold up.
Wrong movie. He does not finger bang her in this one. He just gets a bad headache.
Yeah, while on the ride. Yeah, that's
while
kind
on
of
the roller coaster. That's right.
Yeah, we get a little sign right here. He's getting a headache.
You're like, you know what? Maybe something's wrong with his head.
Just something always got to do with something.
Some got to do with something. And I even love the title designs at the very beginning of the movie.
Yes, when it opens.
Yeah, it's from the book.
Yeah,
you know,
the
and
cover.
And it pulls out slowly while you're seeing images of Castle Rock. But anyways, going back.
Yeah, I know. We totally should have mentioned that. Like, but we just like, I don't even know what happens to us.
We mentioned it now, and that's all that matters. Damn it.
But anyways, so yeah, he gets a headache, so he takes her home. And she's all getting horny and shit. And she's like, you want to come inside, baby boy?
He's like, no, I got a bad headache. All the blood's in my head, not in my dick. So, I can't get it up tonight, babe.
I'm gonna go home and sleep it up.
He's like, let's...
But he says, like, a kind of cheesy line, like, it's worth the wait.
It's worth the wait, babe. You're worth the wait.
And sadly, something happens.
He runs into a milk truck.
Well, it's more the milk truck runs into him. It's
this milk
not
truck...
his fault. He's a victim of just
this milk truck,
bad
like,
timing.
capsizes. And what's weird is every time I watch this movie, I'm like, why doesn't he just stop?
Like, jackknifes more than capsizes.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not in the water.
Yeah, that's true. It didn't just, like, break in half in the water.
Yeah, the semi loses control on some ice, and it jackknives into his car.
Justine knows all the mechanical terms.
Yeah, because I'm just a mechanic.
She's a brutish woman.
Yes. I've got muscles and everything. Anyways. But, okay, so yeah, he gets in a car accident, and then...
he goes in a coma.
He goes to sleep.
He He's asleep for 5 years.
He's a heavy sleeper.
He gets his beauty sleep.
And he, he's not going to toss and turn.
He just lays there.
Not at all. He's going to be in a coma for 5 years.
And he wakes up and he's like, yo, where's my girlfriend? My dick's ready now. And they're like,
After all this time, he wakes up with the biggest morning wood.
He's like, I got 5 years worth of morning wood. Where's my girl? And they're like, well, she got married. You've been in a coma for 5 years.
His mom, comes in and kind of, she cryptically says, in your, slumber, your long slumber or whatever,
They really try to get you to think that his mom's maybe a little wackadoo.
Yeah.
She's saying things like, well, you're in your trance.
Off kilter, yeah.
You're in your trance. And the doctor's like, no, he was in a coma, ma'am, not a trance.
Yeah, she's more mystic about that, fact that he's been,
and maybe,
asleep for
and you
5
know what?
years.
Maybe she was right, because now he has the second sight.
We'll see. We'll see that he has the second sight, bitch. We're going to see this.
The second sight.
Okay, yeah. So he finds out all of this bummer news about how he's been in a coma for 5 years. His girlfriend, fiance, went and married somebody else, and now his legs don't work, and he's gonna have to learn to walk again. Just real bummer.
Oh, you know what's really cool though? He's learning to walk while her baby's learning to walk. It's like she has 2 babies.
They don't know about the baby yet.
He doesn't know about her baby.
No, he doesn't know about the baby
But
yet.
Still, he doesn't have to know.
No, he doesn't know. Okay.
She has 2 babies. Oh, I get it. Stephen King, you're a genius.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so he's so distraught, he goes to sleep, and then he wakes up again, and there's this nurse that's patting him, but he wakes up and he grabs her arm, and we see that Christopher Walken does this
and you know what, he does
thing.
Grab her aggressively.
And it's a little assaultish.
Hashtag me too.
For her. Hashtag me too for her. Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
you're so right.
We're not making fun of a movement. We'll
no. Not at all. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think of it that way, and then you said it. It's hell no, we ain't!
Don't come after us, Rose McGowan. Hashtag we're part of Rose Army.
Yeah, Rose Army. So he grabs her arm, though, and, because she dabbed him. I think he got scared or whatever. Grabbed her arm.
She dabbed him? She did a dab?
Dabbed him, because he was sweating on his brow. His sleepy, sweaty brow. And,
dabs his forehead with a damp cloth.
He grabs her arm, and then he all of a sudden is in a room.
A child's bedroom.
He's laying in the child's bed.
And there's flames on him.
Yeah, it's all engulfed in the room. And he looks over, and there's this little girl, and she's in a corner crying. And the room is just on fire.
In flames.
It's the most on fire.
And he's saying to the nurse, Amy.
Yeah.
She's like, that's my daughter.
Amy needs your help.
He's like, Amy needs your help. There's still
on
time.
Fire. Yeah,
There's still time.
You can get her, girlfriend.
Call 911. You got this.
Get it, queen.
Get it, queen.
And so she does. She leaves, goes to her house, finds out that her house had been on fire.
And her daughter was just rescued.
Yeah, and she is safe.
Because he acted quick.
Yeah, he was a quick actor.
Yeah. And we don't mean actor. We mean he acted quick.
He acted quick.
But you know what? Christopher Walken might be really fast in life.
He might be quick on his toes as an actor.
I've seen him dance before, and he is a good dancer. So, he's a quick actor all around. There you go.
I second that.
But now, he's back at his... It's really a huge house. Is his clinic?
Yeah, the clinic. Yeah, the clinic is
it's
this...
a beautiful main estate.
Yeah.
But
and he's there having to do some therapy
convalescing.
For his legs. Convalesce, that's a big word. You saying the big words right now.
You saying the big words today.
And yeah, he's learning to walk, and he meets the doctor that's gonna be taking care of him, Dr. Wizak.
Mm-hmm.
He shakes his hand,
and he's like, you were...
Shit happens again.
Yep, he sees that in the past him and his mother were taken by Nazis. And he comes back, he's like, your mother's still alive. And that guy's like, no, my mother's dead.
Yeah.
He's like, no, your mother's alive and she's in America. And he's like, what? I'll check this out. And he does.
Yeah.
And his mother's alive, but he's almost too scared to talk to her. He just hangs up the phone when he calls her.
Yeah, what does he say? It just Well, because he tells Johnny, like, yeah, you're right. I looked her up and everything. He's like, oh, good. Did you, like, reconnect with her? And he's like, no, that wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
But he's like, you either have, like, a good gift or a curse. You know? Like, so, but he believes Johnny.
Yeah.
And so he knows that Johnny has saved a little girl's life by second sight and seen into his past.
How can you not believe a guy named Johnny, right?
Johnny Smith, nonetheless.
Johnny Smith.
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, next, here comes good old Sally Brown of the...
Sally Brown. Sarah.
Sarah. I'm not even sure what her last name is.
Sarah, yeah, she comes to visit Johnny at rehab.
And she's like, hey,
and she's like, I got a kid.
She's like, I'm still looking sexy. I got a new hairdo. I got a baby and a man. How are you doing?
And he's all looking at her like, oh, there you are, looking all good, and you used to be mine.
She's like, don't look at me like that.
I'm married. Hashtag, don't look at me.
He's like, hey, it's like I just woke up.
Yeah.
Alright?
From, like, a nap.
From a nap, and you're gone, my job's gone.
Everything that I loved is just gone and ruined, and yeah, he had everything, and...
It's like, it was just like yesterday for
very
me.
Picturesque. Batch. And now it's not. But she's like, yeah, I mean, I've heard about what's going on and that you saved this nurse's daughter and you're a local celebrity now.
He's like, you're right, I am. I have a press conference tomorrow.
And I'm going to tell the whole Castle Rock all about me.
And he does, and there's like this slick New York type that's like, oh, so you think you know something about something? And he's like, something's always got to do with something. And so he shakes the guy's hands and sees a vision. And that guy's like, no, you're phony, blah, like freaks out. And then his mom, Johnny's mom, is watching at home. And Johnny's mom's like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah, like,
they're making fun of my son.
My heart can't handle it.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, and next scene is Johnny there at the hospital and she dies.
Oh, hey, motorcycle man.
Oh, he was in a nice little motorcycle. Hey there, baby daddy. Okay, so yeah, mom's died. Yeah, okay, so his mom died of a heart attack. And then the sheriff comes to visit.
This is the
Johnny.
Mr. Mustache.
Yeah,
man.
Tom Skerritt. Yeah, hottie Tom Skerritt playing the sheriff. Skerritt playing sheriff. So Sheriff Bannerman actually is his name, and he comes to visit Johnny, and he wants to tell him about the Castle Rock killer, the serial killer that's been.
While you were asleep, there's been a serial killer the last 3.5 years, and can you help us? And Johnny's like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, he's like, I'm kind of busy this life, so
he's like,
no.
I just woke up. I lost 5 years of my life.
I'm trying to figure out how to win a lady right now.
Yeah, he's like, I got things to do, like get a job and
have sex,
catch up with the last 5 years.
I don't know if I can like lend some time to help you find a serial killer. But it's funny how, in a way, like, Tom Skerritt's just like, yeah, we believe you, you know, like, come help us solve this crime.
I think they're just kind of at their ends wit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, ends wit, is that a thing?
Wit's end, yeah.
Wit's end, I knew I fucked that one up. I was like, that did not flow off the tongue correctly.
Totally, though, yeah. You misspoke, and that's okay. Where are we? Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, he's like, sorry, bye, Felicia. And then Sarah comes back, and she's like, got her son with her. She's like, my husband is out of town. I'm here.
I got a red top on.
Yeah, she's like, I'm a horny Heather, and I'm looking for you. And he's like, okay.
She's like, I never got that dick before.
So we're going to do it. Yeah. I'm going to put my son down to sleep. He's going to take a nap, and then we're like, I came over ready to go.
I'm going to put my baby down, and then you're going to put me down, baby.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so he has, like, this wonderful night, though, where, like, she's there, she has dinner, like, the dad's there, he's all like, oh, it's nice to see family around the table or whatever, and so he's in better spirits, and he's like, you know what? He sees that another murder has happened on the news. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go.
I got to help.
I feel convicted. My life is better now.
Yeah, I got to.
Just took one big old slap of pussy.
One big, just took a slap of pussy at you.
Yeah, so, you know, he's like, okay, I'm in it to win it. And he...
He's like, Mr. Scarrett, I'm here. Sheriff Scarrett.
Sheriff Scarrett.
Sheriff Scarrett.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, I'll go. And so the sheriff and his, like, little assistant.
His deputy guy or whatever it is.
Deputy Dodd. That's his name.
That's
Oh,
right.
my God.
Frank,
Deputy Dodd.
Frank Dodd. He's kind of a notorious Stephen King villain. Frank Dodd. The Castle Rock killer.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
He, they take him to a tunnel that where the last, like, murder had happened, and he's like, well, I need to hold something that was of the victim or of the killer.
I need to touch.
And they're like, well, we have this cigarette pack that we're pretty sure is the killer's because there's, like, just tons of cigarette butts around here, and they were all from the same, science shit.
Science. They're like, with science, we think this is him.
Yeah. So he touches it, and he's, like, walking around, and you're thinking, like, oh, he's
getting something.
Some gotta do with something.
But
no.
He's like, I got nothing. But then someone's like, we found another body! And so they all go running to this gazebo where they find the body of a young girl, and he touches it. And when he touches it, he sees a vision of how the whole murder went down.
Yeah, he's like in the gazebo.
Yeah, he sees the girl walking along in the snow and a man saying, hey, come up here, I want to show you something. And she goes up to him. She's like, oh, hey. And
she knows him.
Yeah, Christopher Walken's like, oh, she knows him. She's not afraid. And he gets up there and he attacks her. He opens up his shirt his coat and shows the scissors, and he knocks her out, throws her to the ground. There's an implied rape.
Yeah.
And then
there's a titty.
You see some titty, and so you know there was sexual misconduct.
Yes, that has happened.
And so he's like, oh, I know who did it. And then Sheriff Scarrett turns around looking for his Deputy Dodd, and Deputy Dodd is gone.
He gone bye-bye because it was him.
And Scarlett Johansson confirms it. He's like, it was him.
Yeah, and we see it too because we're watching his vision take place, so we see the face of the deputy killing her, and we're like, oh shit!
So they go to the house, and he's living with his mother, who's this crazy dark woman played by Colleen Dewhurst, if you know that. She's a character actress who died, I believe, in the 90s.
She's
or
like
so.
a guard dog at the door.
Great actress, and she's scary in this movie. And you can tell there's some weird mommy
there's
mommy
dynamics
son drama.
that are
his room when they go in to investigate the house is still like a child's room, and you see Frank Dodd in the bathroom preparing to kill himself with some scissors, and he opens his mouth wide and he's practicing how he's gonna land on the scissors, and it just gives you this dreadful feeling. It's so just seeing him practicing how he's gonna kill himself is disturbing enough. You don't even have to see the act.
Yeah, well, they don't show it. Yeah.
And by the time they get in, you see the aftermath. You see the scissors in his mouth, and he's bleeding everywhere, and
he's gone.
Fucked up.
Like, convulsing, and there's blood everywhere, and then they are like, okay, well, they're leaving, and the mom comes up the staircase
and shoots Johnny.
Yes.
And so Tom Skerritt has to turn around and Rambo her ass.
He totally does, and it's badass.
He's like, boom, 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 and she dies in her green sweater.
Yeah,
that's
or
the
like
tragic part.
the whole house had like a really green lit look to it, and so just foreboding in a way too.
It really looked like it stank in that house.
Yeah, or it had a smell of mothballs and fear.
Feet and jizz is what I was thinking.
Feet and jizz. Wow.
Yeah, it was gross.
Okay, where are we now? Oh, yeah. So, and when, like, they're in the house, like, running up the stairs, do we mention, like, he grabs a hold of the mom's arm?
Yeah,
and
he's like, you knew about it.
Yeah, she's, like, totally in on it. She was like, yeah, them dirty women. So, like, she obviously didn't like other women and wanted to raise her son
Very Norman Bates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A boy's...
But his mom was still alive, not rotting in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, So she was like the
Small
TV
difference.
show Bates, not
Yeah.
movie Bates.
But even the TV show, she ends up dying. He kills me.
Well, yeah. Oh, way to go. Way to ruin that for every...
But
Okay,
anyway, so
anyways.
people. He's a town hero.
He is. He's now saved that town from many things.
Uh-huh.
A serial killer.
And now he's gonna save a child.
Yes.
He's tutoring this young boy who sounds like a young woman. I'm not here to judge. That happens like in the middle
When
of
you're a
puberty
child,
sometimes,
yeah.
so. But
So-
he's like, oh, Johnny,
Yeah.
Johnny. He sounds like a British woman, right? Johnny.
Whatever.
I'm like, you're from Maine.
So he's the millionaire of the town's son.
Yes.
And the millionaire is like, please come over and tutor my son. And he comes over. And this is where we are going to like tie the whole trip in right
Uh-huh.
here. Is we're meeting this politician
Yep.
that is at the millionaire's house, just basically trying to get money out of this guy and support. And he Johnny briefly gets to meet him, and his name is Greg Stilson.
Uh-huh.
He is running for Senate.
And that is Martin Sheen. We're gonna see more of him.
Yeah, he wants your vote, bitch.
Uh-huh.
And when he leaves the dad,
The millionaire's
Roger,
like, I can't stand that guy. He's
Yeah.
corrupt. I don't like him, but I gotta pretend to like him because you keep your enemies close, bitch.
That's right. Learning things every day, Johnny boy.
Yeah.
Well, the next scene has no Johnny in it at all. It's at a local newspaper office,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we get to
There's
see
this
more
weird,
of...
yeah, it's a scene of Martin Sheen intimidating a reporter into not doing a story by saying like, hey, I'm gonna show your wife you were fucking around if...
Yeah, it's insinuated that he's even making up the affair that he wants to blackmail
Yeah,
him
he's
for.
just showing that this man, the
Bad guy.
Stilson, is corrupt individual.
Yes.
It's kind of like very, should I say, Trumpish?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it's like when you watch it, you're kind of like, oh, I've seen that today.
Yeah, that's going on now.
Yeah.
Where's Johnny when you need him?
Where are you, Johnny boy? Next scene, Johnny, he's been tutoring the
The millionaire's
the
son.
millionaire's son.
And he happens to touch him, and he sees that little boy is gonna die during a hockey game.
Yeah.
That's out on a pond or out on a lake or of some such.
Yeah. I mean, Josh, he doesn't happen to touch him. He has this like meltdown in front of him because he just saw his girlfriend,
Yes.
ex-girlfriend,
And so he's, like, crying.
the husband, and he's all like falling apart crying.
That is true. That's a really sad scene.
It is
You're
sad.
like, oh, Johnny.
But yeah, he does get to see this
Get
vision
yourself
of him
together. Your pupil is right there.
right in front of you, and you're falling apart.
And the little boy is like, Johnny, what's wrong, Johnny?
Tell me all about it.
Tell me, Johnny.
And instead of telling him all about it, he's like, you're gonna drown in
The
ice
lake.
water.
And the dad gets furious. He's like, get out. We don't want you anymore.
And Christopher Walken has a good scene where he gets to like break glass with his cane. He's like, you're gonna listen to me.
Yeah.
He's gonna die if you take him out there to play
Uh-huh.
hockey. Listen to me. You know I have visions.
Yeah. And so he listens to him, and he reads in the paper that those other boys got hurt.
Yeah.
They fell through.
That it did
They
happen.
died.
Because Johnny always got to do with something.
Johnny is a truth teller, okay? If there's one thing I know about Johnny is that he doesn't lie.
Johnny Appleseed Johnny Smith never told a lie. Okay. Here we go.
Here I go again. Oh.
Johnny's like walking around his house, and there's this rally going on outside his house because he's by a park.
Yeah. He's like, I'll go see what all the fuss is
What
about.
is all this damn fuss about?
People are loving this Stilson guy.
And he runs into he basically like happens
To shake
be
his hand.
in the way when like the Stilson guy's going around shaking everybody's hands. So he gets to shake his hand, and he gets to see into.
Yeah, we go into this whole scenario of the future where it's Stilson forcing, who would it be? Like a secretary
It's like a
of
5-star
state?
general.
A general to put his palm down to help activate a nuclear warhead. It doesn't say against who.
Yeah, it does.
Did they
Yeah,
say
when
who?
I was writing it down, it's the USSR. So it's like
Oh, okay.
wanting to wants to
Duke
start
the
nuclear war
Russians.
with the Russians and stuff. And
He's like, this is my destiny. He's
this
like,
is what I'm supposed to do. This is why I became president.
Yeah.
And the general's like not wanting to do it. He's like, I will cut your damn hand off, bitch, and slap it on there.
Yeah. Like,
he had no choice, so he does it. And then
Johnny
get to see...
sees it.
Yeah, Johnny gets to see all this, like, Armageddon happen.
And it scares Johnny. He's terrified because Johnny knows his visions are accurate.
Yes, and that this is going to bring on...
He's like, I'm 3 for 3, yo. Okay.
Nuclear war over the whole world, and lives will... Like, millions of lives will be lost.
Yep.
So, naturally...
He's like, I got to do something about something.
Naturally, he's got to do something about something. He checks with his doctor first. He's like, hey, you lived through an atrocity. If you would have, like, been able to see what was going to happen, would you have taken the guy out when you could have? I mean, yeah, like...
Yeah, the doctor says yeah.
The doctor's like, hell yeah, even if that meant that, like, people thought that I was a bad guy, or, you know, or if I died, like, I still saved all of these lives, and what he's saying is, like, Johnny, you're going to probably have to do that then. You know, like, giving him license to do that very thing. So he does. He knows there's going to be another rally at, like, a civic center, and he sneaks in there, and he hides up on the
like
top
almost
floor,
like a balcony
area. Yeah.
He has a big shotgun.
And he waits
a
it
rifle,
out.
I guess. It's a rifle.
He waits it out. The Stilson and campaign, and everybody comes in. There's this rally, and
sees his ex-girlfriend down there with her baby and son.
Because she's, like, really into the campaign, and we've seen that spotted throughout the film. Like, she's very supportive of the Stilson guy.
Yeah, like you said earlier, came by and campaigned for him with her husband. That's why he cried.
Yeah, so there's she's there, but the Stilson guy's like, come up on stage, bring your husband, bring your child, or whatever. So she's, like, on the stage with him, and
Johnny's like, all right, this is my moment. So
and she sees him.
And she goes, Johnny, no!
Kind of distracts him.
Yeah, and it's her fault, ultimately, what is about to happen.
Yes,
and
of course!
He doesn't have time to get his shot in well, so he misses.
Yeah.
And then they shoot him. First they shoot his hand to disarm him, and then they just lay into him.
Yeah,
he falls from the balcony.
Yep, tumbles over. And, like, people have left. I mean, there's been gunshots have gone off.
And but before they completely shoot him down, what does he do? What does Stilson do? The most cowardly thing ever put in the movie. He grabs that damn baby out of Miss Thing's arms.
Sarah's arms, her baby son,
and uses that baby as a shield.
For his face.
For his face.
That cracks me up, too. I'm like, so he holds it over his face. I'm like, well, I guess he could still shoot you in the stomach if he wanted to, but, like, whatever, like...
He's worried about his head getting shot, I guess.
Yeah, so, fact is, we know this Stilson guy, he's nobody we need being president.
Yeah. So, Johnny dies, but we get a flash of the future, and he didn't get to assassinate him, but the picture of him using the baby as a human shield...
Yeah, because the photographer is in the building.
Who is played by Martin Sheen's son, by the way.
Not Charlie.
Not Charlie, another one. Yeah. Not Emilio, either.
The one that, I don't know. Like,
we don't know about. I don't know his name.
Yeah,
we'll call him Frank.
He's like, he just showed up on set one day, and they were like, do you want to be the photographer that takes this picture? And
he's like, yeah.
Sure. So there's a picture we see in the vision of, like, a Newsweek magazine that has that picture with Stilson holding the baby up, and it says, like, there's on the headlines, like, there's no future for Stilson.
So he's still disgraced. Johnny, in a way...
And he commits suicide in the vision.
Yes, and he commits suicide. So in a way, Johnny still won.
Yeah.
That man didn't become president, and he took he took himself out.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to die, but he's the savior of the world. He saved it from nuclear crisis and missiles and just Armageddon in general. Thank you so much, Johnny Smith, for your sacrifice.
Smith. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hashtag we stand with Johnny.
And then, Sarah, like, runs up, like, and is holding Johnny at the end. And she's like, why? And
yeah, you get that weird, like, I've always loved you.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, bye.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm dying, bye.
Yeah. And it just ends like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
That's the end of the movie.
That's the end of the movie.
It's a great one. I really do enjoy this adaptation a lot, and to prepare for it, I even watched it a bunch of times, and it's just a fun one to watch. I first saw it, like I've seen many things for the first time as a kid, on TNT's Monster Vision with one of my kind of heroes, Joe Bob Briggs. At least as a kid, he was a hero. I always loved that show. Always watched like Saturday nights, and loved all the commentary. And yeah, that's the first time I saw The Dead Zone, was when sometime in the early mid 90s.
Yeah, us 90s kids had that. Sorry, had to clear my throat.
We had like Elvira. We had Joe Bob Briggs.
Yeah. Even like Freddy Krueger had like a show on TV. Like, yeah, we had a lot of
Tales
fun
from
stuff.
the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt.
A lot of fun shows with fun
Goosebumps.
hosts. Yeah.
All that.
But yeah, I love Dead Zone. I'm really excited to go down and to visit the museum. I have actually been down to Dealey Plaza before, but didn't get to go into the 6th floor museum and see where Oswald supposedly, shot JFK. And never been to the grave. Never been by the house. So we'll do all that. We'll take good pictures, and we'll be back with our favorite scenes, our knife ratings, and we'll tell you about our trip and what our next episode will be about.
We're just going to give you the lowdown on everything when we get back.
The low down dirty shame of it all.
Okay, we'll see you guys in just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome back!
Hello, we're here, we're in the car, we're on our way back.
Told you we'd be back in just a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been like a couple seconds, jeez.
Well, but we've had a full day of excitement.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it is now the evening time.
Evening time.
Evening time. Evening time.
It's dark. We're back in Oklahoma, and we had a full day in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We got to the museum, Dealey Plaza, around, 12:30?
Yeah, we got there about 12:30, noon 30.
Yeah. We walked around Dealey Plaza, got a lot of good pictures, saw the grassy knoll.
Yes, we got some pictures.
We think we solved the case.
We're basically sure we figured it out.
Yes.
So
Justine
if you
did it.
have been listening and you're just wondering, did we figure it out? We did. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you did it.
I did it all by myself. I had a little help.
Before you were even born.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we walked around and took lots of pictures, and then we went to like the little museum store first.
And we got some Coca-Cola.
Because we had to like get our tickets for a certain time to go in. You kind of do like a walkthrough, self-guided but audio-guided tour.
It's really cool.
It is neat. So we went to the little museum store, had ourselves a Coca-Cola.
A little Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, like we said, we walked around Dealey Plaza. We saw the grassy knoll. There's a memorial out there that you can see down the street. There's X's where he was shot.
We got to see
on the
two
road.
of them in the road.
We saw that. Then we went in. Got to go in at 1:30.
Yeah, 1:30 was our tour time.
Like I said, it was self-guided. It's really cool. You're kind of overwhelmed with information, but you're guided through this iPod. You have earphones on.
You have an audio.
Yeah, it's like an audio tour, but you kind of self-guide it. You press play when you want. It tells you where to go next.
Yeah, and you just like push play whenever you're done reading, whenever you want to, so you're not distracted. There's also other movies that are going on that they like want you to watch as well. Little just snippets of like
newsreels.
Or maybe footage from the assassination.
Some audio.
Or some
Walter Cronkite crying.
Or the footage of watching Oswald get shot.
Yeah, that's always so intense. You see him go like,
"Ah!" Yeah, he gets shot. "Ah!"
Yeah, he does that. But it's really cool. It was very
informative.
Yeah, somber almost in there. Crowded. Very crowded today. It was Veterans Day I don't know if that had anything to do with it,
Yeah.
but holiday weekend,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But because everybody had like headphones on and were guided, it was very quiet, except
Yeah.
for like the different movies and sort of not even movies, but just like little reels and stuff that were playing. And
They have the corner blocked off in glass, and they have it kind of recreated what it would have looked like that day. His like what they call his assassin's perch,
yes,
where he set up some
on
books
the 6th floor.
on the 6th floor, where the 6th floor museum is. You get to walk up to the 7th floor, and you can look out the windows up there. You get a really
kind
good
of
view.
see a point of view, yeah.
And you can take pictures on the 7th floor. In the museum, you can't take any pictures, but up on the 7th floor, you can take pictures through the windows. You can
see the X's from up there.
We got some good photos for you
Yes.
guys. Check out our Instagram.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really, it took maybe, an hour and a half to go through?
Yeah, they said it was about 90 minutes, and I would say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, me too. I
But
think
it was
it's
awesome.
very accurate.
It was accurate. It was awesome. And we did that, and then we hopped in the car and drove.
What, like 3 miles?
Yeah, I think that all
such?
total, yeah, it was like 3 miles or maybe even less. But it's Oswald walked it. We went to his rooming house.
Yeah, the boarding house he was staying in when it all happened. They do have a museum, I guess, but it's like by appointment only, which
Yeah.
we didn't realize till we got there. So we didn't go in, but we got some pictures from the outside, got to see, and it's very close to downtown. They
Yeah.
said it was a 20-minute walk for him to the book
Yeah.
suppository.
The book
book
depository.
depository building.
Yeah.
I want to be put in a book
Suppository.
suppository.
What? Yuck.
Ain't gonna happen.
And then after that, we drove about 30 minutes to
Fort Worth.
And went to the cemetery and found Oswald's grave.
Yeah, it was a fun like Easter egg hunt
Yeah.
almost. We were out there we were reading information telling us how to find it. We were on Google Images trying to figure out okay, I see this in this picture, so it's got to be right around here.
It's right by this red mausoleum.
We found it relatively quickly. I would say within 5 minutes.
Yeah, we weren't there.
found it.
Oh, yeah, probably even less. We weren't there that long.
Yeah, but
before
we were
found it, so.
guiding ourselves through our phones, telling us drive, parallel to this street,
yeah.
and you'll see a red mausoleum, and stop before it, and get out and go to your left. And so we were following all these instructions, and it was really fun.
And we saw it, and he's there, and all the grave marker says is just Oswald.
And next to it, what is the whole beef thing?
Yeah, apparently there's not
Where's
apparently.
the beef?
There is a grave next to it that says Nick Beef or
Nick
whatever.
Beef, but it's a fake
But it's
grave.
fake. There's a headstone, but there's nobody buried there. And I guess the cemetery people have been no, there's nobody there. But nobody knows how that marker got there.
Yeah, it's
But I read that on the internet, so who knows, right? It's got to be true if it's on the internet.
Maybe Nicholas Beef really is buried under
But
there.
Nick Beef next to
Yeah.
Oswald. So, I don't know, maybe that's a... the website that I read said that it was a way for people to it was also a helpful indicator of where Oswald's grave was or something.
Where's the beef?
Yeah,
I
where's
think
the
it's
beef?
the joke.
Yeah, instead of going around saying you wanted to look for Oswald's grave, you
Yeah,
just say
oh,
where's
Nick Beef? Yeah.
Where's Nick Beef? Strange though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so really got a good dosage of.
We got a full day of that, and it was kind of full circle. As you recall, a couple episodes back, we went to D.C. to see the Exorcist house, but while we were there, we went to the Arlington Cemetery and saw JFK and Jackie's grave and the Eternal Flame, and so it was kind of neat to now, a couple of months later, go and see Oswald's grave, see the man that killed him, and to know, that when you were there at both places, they're just right there. Their bodies are just 6 feet under all that dirt.
Yeah.
It's very surreal feeling, I'm as close as
As
I'm
you
close.
could be,
Yeah.
as I'm ever gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm as close as I'm ever gonna be to Lee Harvey Oswald right now, or to JFK when we were in.
They did, but I'm close to them.
Pretty close. Maybe even closer than they would have liked, but
yeah. So now we're heading back. That was a full day's worth.
Yes, it was an adventure on top of an adventure.
Because our drive, it's about a 3-hour drive from Oklahoma City to Dallas, so did all that stuff, and now we're heading back, and we had just such a good time in Dallas
It was
and
so
in the Big
good.
D.
Learned so much about assassination.
I'm never
which
gonna
brings
do
us
it.
to our movie,
Yes.
The Dead Zone.
The Dead Zone.
The Dead
Cronenberg. Ooh, it's such a good one. I
Yeah,
love it.
so maybe we should kind of like get into our fave scenes.
Our fave scene, should we?
Fave scenes?
Fave? Yeah.
How about you go first?
Okay.
Okay.
My favorite scene is relatively early in the film.
In the film.
In the film. I really love his first vision when he sees Amy.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
When he's in the hospital and he grabs the nurse and she's like, "That's my daughter!" And he's like,
Yeah.
Amy.
Yeah.
And I love all the visuals of the fire and him laying in the bed that's on fire and the fire consuming the room. Just the look of it
seems like
is
he's
really
in the
cool.
room.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
authentic.
very intense. It's very, to me, like maybe even one of the scarier moments of the movie. Because some people, say this movie's not a horror movie, but I think it is. It has serial killers. It has, kind of a paranormal element of the psychicness, of
Yes.
his second sight by touch,
And it's about like murder and
death. And So and it's
Stephen King considers it a horror.
It's a Castle Rock
Yeah,
story.
like it's a Castle Rock story. It's definitely a horror movie. Maybe lighter on the horrific.
Yeah, but there's definitely horrificness in it.
Yeah.
Horrificness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I really like that scene. It's a very Cronenberg. It looks, scene to me. Classic Cronenberg.
Classic Cronenberg. Well, I'm kind of gonna choose another classic Cronenberg scene.
What is it?
Where they catch the serial killer. So I'm gonna choose a pretty horrific scene as my fave scene. It's all of it. It's the mother and how she's acting. She's very just like bulldog in like her approach to the police officer and Johnny, and she won't let him in, and then she's like, she just kind of goes batshit crazy, and then when they get up there, they go into this like serial killer's bedroom, and it's very boyish, like the wallpaper, and you just get that feeling like, okay, he's in the bathroom, what's he doing behind there, and then it shows it, and he's like, and they're just slamming his face into a pair of scissors, and
he wasn't in there washing his balls.
And also like him wearing that like jacket,
that rubber,
inside the bathtub that he gets in. Like he wants to be very sterile about it. The scissors are in
it's almost like a fisherman's slicker.
Yes,
or something.
yeah,
and
but
it has that noise to it when he's moving. That like weird rubber noise that adds to
because there isn't really much,
intensity.
just the sound of that. But he also like has his scissors inside a cleaning jar that looks like it's got antiseptic in it. So he's like, when his mom's saying like dirty women, like I don't know, it's just all very gross. He's a very like evil person, and then he can't seem to just like allow himself to get caught. And then I just don't get why exactly it's the scissors in the mouth. There's like so many other ways he can even do it with the scissors, but it's just crazy.
That's the Cronenberg touch.
That's the Cronenberg.
Because he kills himself in another way in the book. I can't remember on the top of my head. I think maybe he just even stabs himself with the scissors in the book.
So it's just like, wow, that's very like just the visual of it it's crazy, it's insane, it's Cronenberg, love it.
Well, like you said, we were saying earlier, you don't even see him actually hit it. You see him practicing it.
He's like opening his mouth
taking
and like
it
centering it over the point of the scissor.
Just even the insinuation of it is enough to like give you goosebumps and make your stomach turn. That's for sure.
It's terrifying!
I would say, too, I also love the ending, the political assassination attempt. Like, when he's trying to kill him, that whole ending, like, it ends kind of absurd with him grabbing the baby, and you're like, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
You
he's
coward.
Like, a big O coward.
Yeah.
Who's willing, we see in the future, to, like, put the entire country and millions of Americans in jeopardy.
So you're happy, too. At first, you're like, oh, he didn't do it, because you want him to kill him.
Yeah, you're kind of, like, game on us with the assassin.
but you still get, it ends happy because you know he's accomplished what he set out for ultimately, because he doesn't become president.
Yeah.
So I like all
you know,
that.
I have to, I just kind of remembered, we never really like talked about how they describe what the dead zone is in the movie.
Yeah, how it's kind of like that place of your memories.
Yeah.
Like all the people you've lost, all the things that you've...
And how he like gets to, he realizes that he's seeing the things in the future because, and they're hazy because he can change it.
Yeah.
And so that's the dead zone, is where he might be able to change the outcome of something. And so there's like a scene with him, Johnny, and his doctor, and he's really talking to him about his visions and what they look like, and they come up with the whole dead zone thing. So I want to make sure we mention that, since that's the title of that's the titular line right there.
The dead zone.
Dead zone.
So yeah, what is your knife rating?
My knife
Miss
rating,
Justine, our final girl.
Oh, thanks. Soul Survivor Josh.
Mr. Josh.
Mr. Josh. God damn, Justine again. As he beats me, God.
Why,
okay, my knives. I'm gonna give it. I really enjoy it. It's a really good Stephen King adaptation. I'm gonna give it a good 4 knives.
Oh, you go,
Yeah,
girl.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Josh?
How many knives do we go up to?
5.
Just
You
kidding.
don't remember?
I'm kidding. I am gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna agree. 4.
Okay, I was like, have you not thought about it?
I was like, should I go 5 or 4.5? I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
Yeah, I want.
And that's a really good rating too.
Yes.
Like, it's one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. It's a top Cronenberg for me. I really like it. I mean, there's other Cronenbergs, like I love Videodrome and The Brood, and
yes,
you know, some of his
those are some
history of
goodies, too.
violence.
Yeah.
But this is up there with those. I like it.
I like it. Oh, whoa.
4 knives.
Oh. Well, we've had so much fun. Let's talk about what we're gonna do for December.
Yeah, we have something fun planned. We're going up to Tulsa. I know we've been to Tulsa before, but we're doing something different up there. There's so much to do in Tulsa town.
Tulsa town.
We're going to a fun
German festival.
It's a German what's it called? No, it's a festival, but it's also
It's like a
Christmas market.
Uh-huh.
There you go. It's a German Christmas market.
Yeah.
Up in Tulsa. It's supposed to be kind of a big deal put on by like the German Association of Tulsa every year, and so we're gonna do
and
that.
It has a real German name, but we were not gonna butcher it on here. No,
Yeah,
we weren't. We weren't.
We'll tell you. We'll say it later.
Share it. Yeah, we'll share them.
We'll figure it out at some point how to pronounce this crazy German Christmas market name. But what else? But what do you think of when you think of German?
And it's Christmas.
Not the Christmas tree. Yes, that was invented there. But what else was? What other lore comes from Germany at Christmas time? Miss Justine.
Krampus.
Krampus. So yes, yeah, it's going to be the newest movie I think that we've done.
Yeah, it is.
That's exciting.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited to cover it. It's an awesome holiday film.
Yeah, it's kind of a contemporary Christmas classic, I think.
It's only PG-13.
Yeah.
So
That's
our podcast is probably going to be more vulgar than the actual movie. But you know what? Fuck it, guys.
Fuck it. Fucking Krampus.
Fuck it. We're going to do Krampus. And we hope you guys look forward to it as
Mm-hmm.
much as we are.
Yes, I can't wait. I love the holidays.
About
as much as I love Halloween time.
Yeah, it's the burr, so it's the best time of the year.
Yeah, that's right.
Here we are, smack dab, right in the middle of it. It's November.
Yeah,
and we just need to point out this is episode 22.
Yep.
And
Yep. So,
JFK was assassinated on November 22nd.
Oh, girl, synchronicity.
1963.
In November. So we're doing this whole episode in November on the
episode 22.
On episode 22, when he died on the
November.
22nd, it's all come together.
We didn't plan it. I mean, we did plan it, but we weren't
Yeah,
planned about
yeah.
it. We just kind of figured it out. We're like,
Oh, that's
yeah, that
cool,
too.
So we hope you enjoyed.
Yes, thank you so much. Please go to screamqueenspodcast.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media shit.
Twitter,
Love
tweet.
you guys.
We'll see you next month. Bye.
Bye. Bye.